Greetings. This is Group 5 and we, Aranya Banerjee, Tejas Divakaran, Muskan Tiwari and Kushi Mohan are presenting on the topic autism awareness. We will be exploring the subject by looking at the causes of this pervasive developmental disorder, the difficulties individuals with autism face, and how we can help them individually and on an organizational level. Autism is associated with a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Risk factors during pregnancy include certain infections, toxins such as alcohol, lead, and air pollution, fetal growth restriction, and autoimmune diseases. It affects information processing in the brain and how nerve cells and their synapses connect and organize. No treatment has been proven to cure it, but several interventions have been shown to reduce symptoms and improve the ability to function and participate independently in the community. Autism affects an estimated 1 in 40 children, as this graph shows, but the graph doesn't indicate a spike in the disorder, it indicates improvement in the rate of diagnosis. Awareness has increased and people have recently been getting the help and services that they need. So this seemingly scary graph is actually a sign of betterment. Another statistic is that autism affects males at a much higher rate than females. This might be because of an underdiagnosis of females due to the difference in expression between genders. As males tend to present more external behavior like aggression more explosively, raising concern, and females tend to present as quiet and reserved, suppressing their impulses and demands.
Being a neurobehavioral condition, autism or autism spectrum disorder affects an individual in a variety and diversity of symptoms. Each person's autism is quite different and unique, like the individual themselves. However, there are some basic symptoms that are observed across the spectrum. Difficulties in social interaction, problems with verbal and nonverbal communication, deviant responses, social awkwardness, and cognitive dysfunction. These are some of the broad challenges faced by people on the autism spectrum. Some of these issues faced by the autistic community that go unnoticed by neurotypical people are hypersensitivity to stimuli like loud noises and flashing images that could lead to sensory overload. Many autistic people have obsessive compulsive tendencies, and many might be unable to comprehend another person's emotions. The stigma around autism and the lack of awareness has affected how other people think about and treat autistic people. Problems like bullying, abuse, discrimination, lack of representation, neglect, and dehumanization has been consistent, and there is a dire need to change that. Although the disorder has been widely researched for several years, it is still incorrect to suggest that these symptoms and challenges have been the same for everyone on the spectrum. When we think about autism, we think disability or challenging. But autism is merely a different way of thinking that needs to be embraced and accepted.
Let's talk about how non-autistic individuals can help. Well, the first step would be to educate ourselves. Making an effort to know about the needs of autistic individuals can go a long way in showing that you care. Do not expect them to go about giving exhausting explanations. Take the plunge yourself. Once you educate yourself, you will be able to pick up on cues while interacting with autistic individuals of whether they are comfortable or not. Just by being aware and sensitive to the slightest of indications can go a long way in encouraging them to advocate for their own needs, both freely as well as publicly. Institutionally, we can sensitize our systems to be more autism friendly. Efforts like trigger warnings before sensitive content or reducing the chances of sensory overload are very encouraging. Making as many people aware and sensitive as possible will automatically lead to systemic changes. Autism friendly public spaces are a great way to move towards an integrated society. Theaters, stores, malls, etc., can have autism friendly hours, wherein for specific periods of time, these spaces can have relaxed environments by turning down their music, dimming the lights, and of course, training their employees. All of these efforts converge at an autism friendly education system. If schools integrate autistic students into the mainstream, this will set a domino effect as non autistic students will become sensitized at a very early age. On a personal level, teachers and parents play a major role in enabling a healthy classroom.
Now we will talk about how organizations are working towards helping people with autism. There are several research centers that are actively studying autism spectrum disorder. The Autism Society is a grassroots autism organization working to increase public awareness about the day-to-day issues of people across the spectrum and provide the latest information regarding treatment, education, research, and advocacy. The Autism Research Institute focuses on researching the causes of autism as well as developing a safe and effective treatment for those currently affected by the disorder. Autism Speaks is the largest autism research organization in the United States. Over 60 disability rights organizations have condemned Autism Speaks for failing to represent autistic people and for exploitative practices. The autism rights movement and neurodiversity advocates see autism as a difference rather than a disease that needs to be cured and have criticized Autism Speaks for seeking a cure. Because Autism Speaks has become such a large organization, it essentially owns Autism Awareness Month. Autism Awareness Month is celebrated starting on 2nd April. But Autism Speaks has had a very questionable relationship with the autism community. Therefore, many people have drifted to an alternative, and that is Autism Acceptance Month. In order to combat the idea that autism is the enemy, several autism advocacy groups created an alternative celebration called Autism Acceptance Month. During this month, we focus on sharing positive, respectful, and accurate information about autism and autistic people. Autism is a natural variation of the human experience, and we can all create a world which values, includes, and celebrates all kinds of minds. Thank you.